Hopefully for those of you who that are about to start getting in here pretty soon, hopefully everyone's day is starting off well on this Saturday afternoon so far. So far my day is starting off good. Right now I've just been drinking my coffee right now because I woke up like a couple hours ago, not that long ago. Well, technically I woke up around like 11ish, but didn't get out till 12 because I was taking my time because I don't have to be in a rush or stuff. And so that's kind of what I do and all that. Anyway, enough of me. Um, this is just my coffee though as well, so also doing those in between stuff. So the rundown like normal. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber or moderator of mine, welcome back. And all the things. So yeah, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber who's been here recently or from my last live, welcome back. And just as a little quick reminder to those of you who are new, please be sure you are not being hateful on this platform, at least on my side at least, because I don't tolerate negativity from any side whatsoever. Just because, I want to keep my platform friendly as possible because, I don't want there to be, you know, because like I said, I've said this before, but a lot of us here are going through something or we've went through stuff in our past. And, I don't want any of us being spooked by it or um feel like they're being hurt in the worst way they think they can be. And some of us here are all different age groups. Like we're anywhere from teens to adults on here, basically on my platform. And some of us are trying to get through the school year, some of us are trying to get through trying to get a job, or we're trying to get through our work days. We're trying to get through the week half the time, which we're almost there, by like a day. And so, yeah, so just definitely be sure you guys are being tolerant and respectful towards a bunch of that. And so, um, yeah, also, if you guys are new, please feel free to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you don't miss a single live stream whatsoever. Because I go live every other day on here. Kind of it'll range from afternoons, evenings, sometimes nights. A lot of times I've been doing nights lately, but I decided to do an afternoon portion of it just because I felt like it. Um, hey there, I can tell you're new, son. Hey there, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, let's see who else am I getting. Yeah, we're getting a lot of people coming in here. Powerful platform. Yep. Anywho, I'm doing good. How about you, son? How are you doing? I can tell you're new. Jaden, welcome. I can tell you're new. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everyone that is coming in here is doing well. You know, we're just hanging out right now though, at the moment. So, um, that's just what's going on there. But, yeah. Sorry, my parents are watching on next door, so don't mind the background. But we're just minding us though. Like it doesn't matter. Anyway, um, and my day so far is started off well. Just kind of just been. I took my first round of medication for my epilepsy, like normal, and all the things, and just kind of chilling out. Honestly, that's all I've been up to, and all that. Nothing too crazy, I don't really have any. I don't really have a whole lot going on until tomorrow, but that's like morning to after, like early out. Well, technically morning hours, and then evening hours, only for like an hour. But yeah, so oh, thanks. I've had these for like I think 2 or 3 years. I think two, or at least I want to think maybe 2 years, maybe is it, or at least just a good couple years. I'll say I've had them, but Yeah, I will tell you guys this. Recently, a few weeks ago, I originally was going into Walmart just to see if they would take our insurance. Because, I was at that time of year for me to get new ones again, but, um, of course, well, with our insurance, I guess apparently they couldn't take it. But something they could do, y'all, this was actually the best part. They were able to order the lenses, so they were actually were able to order the prescription lenses, but put them into these ones that I wear. So it actually feels so good wearing these again because because I wear two at backups, y'all. So these are my main ones I wear, I've worn, and then these other ones were like a lot are more rounder than these, which are they're kind of like a mixture between like maybe like a super dark teal to sometimes a little bit of navy mainly in it, and so um and and I'll tell you it feels so good actually being back in these because y'all I don't know what it is y'all. I'm just finding that squared frames are fitting me better than round. So that's a little trick for me, I don't know. And so, like, this shape fits me really well. So, literally, yeah, it's one of those. And that's also important, too, is to get the right structure of frames that fit you the best. Because, because you don't want to be somebody and just, okay, we're picking something random. Nah. I'm kind of, I'm looking good. I'm not trying to wear something that's not going to fit full, you know? And plus, I like this because AK pink is my favorite color for those of you that are new here. And also, there was a time where it was both pink and black. It kind of is black sometimes with it, sometimes, but yeah. And I just like how cool it is. It just suits really well. All that, and it kind of gives you a little cool perspective. And I love it's like an ombre effect on the sides, like right here, even in here and on the side. And I kind of like how cool the sides are. It's like it's like this rose gold to gold tone. And it's not like super wide. Like it's not super wide and bulky. I will say that. Like right now, if I can describe this right now, it right now it kind of doesn't like on the sides right now, it does not feel like I'm wearing. It's so funny. It doesn't feel like it's there, like it's not touching, which is awesome. Yeah. Like for example, it feels like I'm wearing nothing. I'm in the front a little bit like normal, but the sides, it feels like it's not even there. Hang on, let me go pull up my notifications real quick. So you guys can see what I'm wearing before it's able to get these fixed. And this is kind of a good demonstration of what I'm saying. Let me take my jacket off because I'm actually getting kind of hot. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so these were my old ones here, which you can see why there's a difference. Yeah, black. But the film part of the lens is starting to peel because they're very old. But and these almost fit kind of kiddish at first for a while, but I can show you guys what they look like on me, even though they're not even. I don't care if they're mall prescription or not. They're just like for a few minutes. Like this is an example. Yeah. See, yeah, I can't even look myself out differently than I do with my other ones. But you guys can see why right here. I don't just yeah. No, shapes like this just do not do me. But also the sides are a little bit more thicker, and so. But with the ones I'm wearing now, huh, so much better. Now I can see my 20-year-old woman back in here and not look at me. I mean, I did wear these back then. They were cute, but I'm not gonna go back to even wearing these like frames anymore. But eventually, when we can get a time to where I can look in the places in my area that will take our insurance, so I can get actual backups. But I can also get actual frames, new ones, because these yeah. And actually I will say this. It might be it might actually fun fact for some of you who are new here. Um, When me and my boyfriend first started dating in high school, I actually was wearing these exact frames, actually, like day one when he asked me out, which is crazy to think about it. Like, I'll show you guys. Actually, I can show you guys through here in a minute, but I'll be right back. So, y'all keep saying in the chat, but I'm back in just a minute. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. I was in the restroom, but let me look at my chat and see what's been happening. Let's see. Give me just a moment, y'all. Right. Okay, right here. I think this is where that. Oh, where did I even leave off my chat? Give me a second, y'all. Let me see where I left off so that way I'm not. University studies. To answer, okay. So to answer your question, I'll say I was a high school grad about almost 2 years ago. I will say that. But honestly, I'm not right now. I'm not thinking about. I was. I mean, I think this was kind of before when I was in high school. I was at first thinking in college at first, but then thinking about costs and just expenses and all the things. Yeah, I, I'm just not ready for all the crazies yet. But you can do so many things without a degree. Honestly, like it's pretty true. And really, college is not for everybody, but it's okay. I mean, hey, it doesn't mean like right now. But I mean, if I want to do college, maybe 5, 10 years, okay. You know, right now, feel pretty good. You know, just getting a job that's not requiring a degree. You know, it's helpful that way. Um, let's see here. I love the glasses you were wearing. It. Uh, Tan, I see. I think you're new too, so welcome. I'm just looking through the chat. Let's see. You're wearing. Thanks. I like this color. I mean, I also like the shape of them. I mean, Okay. Nice elbow. Hey Cherry, I can tell you're new in the chat. Cherry, I think it's him. There we go. Found it. Ha. You continue. That's cool for real. Yeah. Okay, I'm looking past the chat on that one. Okay, we're doing good. You kind well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, with me, thank you in your opinion for saying it honestly. My brain just, that's the way I see me. But all of us see things so differently, especially when we get older. All right. Just here. Cool. Okay. Oh, hang on. Am I caught up? There we go. Now I'm caught. Sorry, y'all. I was getting caught up to the chat, which sometimes might take me a couple minutes, so don't be alarmed if there's points in the live I'm having to pause for a few minutes or so. Just, but that's because, y'all, I'm not some people who skip comments consistently. You know, there's people that will just do that, and it's not really okay to do that, especially with the background. And so, yeah, so if there's points like this where I'm taking maybe up to 2 to maybe 5 to 2, at least maybe 5 to 10 minutes or so, or even shorter than that, that's because I'm looking through the chat head to toe, like from where I last left off reading to where it ends, and all that. But, that's just because, I don't want to do that to anybody, because that'd just be offensive if I just were someone to go, okay, comment, look through, pass on, look through all the things, that's not man here, So for all my new people in here, I look through every single person's comment on here, like head to toe, like from the start of the comments from where I left off, and then all that. So kind of the pattern will be is I'll talk for a good couple of minutes and then I'll read the chat or both, which I mean I might do both as well. I mean it can be everything, honestly. So there's times I'm able to look at both comment section while I'm talking and then pause, read, and then go back, That way I'm still reading your responses and you don't think I'm not answering what you're saying to me, because that's not what I do here. That's not what I do. Either. Hmm. Hey there, I can tell you're new. Now let's see who else we're reading. She not Thank you. Thank you for not being well, thank you for actually helping them out. That would be great. And y'all don't let me just say this now. Don't try to be a hateful person in my comment section. To really all means. Really just don't. And even though I made a video last night discussing some of that, but also I did just a little bit of a motivational little talk for a few minutes in it on this. So just please be respectful for those. But also for those who are new, just kind of know. Just try to just try y'all's best to not act out, because you never know what someone's went through in their life that could just make them not think otherwise, you know? But yeah, because for example, y'all know what I went through. I don't know what y'all went through, Unless if one of us speaks about it. And actually, I will bring up some facts about me since we are getting a bunch of new subscribers. So a little bit about me is my name on here is Sunset Queen. I'm a Sunset Addict because they're pretty cool out here. Um, I'm 20 years old. Some of you can look at me and think I'm below 20, which is okay. Which I mean, it does not matter. Age is just a number, but some people can look at me and think I'm a little bit over, which is good too. I'm not offensive by that. You know, age just age does not define who the heck you are. All right, it's just a number. I'm almost 21 as well, so I'll bring that into the picture. My zodiac is a Libra, for those that want to know. Off point. Um, like I said, I graduated high school almost 2 years ago because May 17th will be the actual 2-year mark. Just crazy. to believe that. Like, how? I don't know how it's almost 2 years already, which is crazy. And then I've also have been dating um my boyfriend named AJ for 2 years, almost 3 years in August. No, in September. I keep saying August, September, which is September 18th, which I'll show you guys a pic for my new people here in a minute of him. I'll kind of show you guys a couple different ones so you kind of can see different growth perspectives so you can see how much we've really matured over the year as well. It's kind of good to show a little bit behind the scenes and all that. Yeah. And then I'm also 5'3" for height preferences. I'm a shorty. I call myself a mid shorty, y'all, because 5'3" is not like too short, but it's not too tall either. It's kind of like in the middle. Like if you think about short heights, what's a good short average? My height's about that average. Because if I were to let me try to put you guys. I'm trying to get you. And I'm gonna move some stuff away just to try to stand myself up here so I can show you a preference example. Example, like I mean, well, right now it's because this is blocking the view. But you can see I'm not too short, but I'm not too tall either. That's why I say mid shorty, aka short person. And so that's why my half my dresser is blocking all that view. But I mean, you gotta do your best to put things at angles. But yeah. So, what else do I know about myself I could put out there? But yeah, like I said, I've been dating for about 2 years now, almost 3 years, which is wild. And then what else about me know? Like, yeah, and like I said, and oh, also, I just looked back last night at something, and I've almost been doing content on here for almost 6 years, not quite six. I'm at 5 years right now, just crazy. So since 2020, like May something of 2020, which is crazy. Had no idea it's been that long. So that's crazy. So now I can have a little bit of an actual accurate number to say to you guys. So I've been doing content for almost 6 years, which is crazy as well. Like that's wild. There were a couple points in those timelines where I did stop for a little bit because of school, but then resumed it back after I graduated and all that. And so, yeah, so that's pretty crazy to think it's almost been 6 years since I've been doing content. That's crazy. But AK, I was like, let's see, I think at the time when that it was, I was at least an eighth grader at the time, almost a freshman, when I started doing content here. It's crazy. But it's came a long way since then, which is wild. So definitely gotta give it the credit that it deserves. Cause, you know, doing what I've done for a while in between my life too is one thing. But um yeah. Cool. Welcome back, Jaden. Sorry, you're saying crazy next question. Don't mind that. Yo, let's go 6 likes in the chat, y'all. Y'all, my last live we were up to like at least 30 likes, which was crazy. But I did have to, in fact, not post that one because oh, way too much chaos was happening with some trolls in it. But that's the only times I don't post these. Is if the hating gets way too out of hand to where and y'all toward the end of that life I had to kind of play mod and do all the responsibilities on my own, which sucked to do. And this is why I put mods in my chat. So this way, if we do get haters in this chat, they can instantly grab up without me having to press anything, you know? Because y'all, my only job should only have to be is talking with you guys and answering questions. That's it. Not having to respond to haters. You know? It's kind of like security. I'm not, security's the one who's in charge of getting you out of here, all right? I'm not trying to play security right now. That's not my description. That really isn't. And plus, I don't mess around, honestly. So, if a hater does try to come here and start saying stuff that's stupid or you're trying to put something out on me, okay, you can go up here. I'll just say that real quick. Just real fast, right before it gets too crazy. I mean, right now we're doing good about it right now, but we're just gonna address it early, which is important. Okay, and I also kind of do talk fast too sometimes, so don't be warned as well. So I just caught myself doing that though. But yeah, same here, Jaden. I can relate to you a lot. Haters are just epically wild. Like they don't know what they're doing. Plus, the thing is, with haters, y'all, they don't have the right mindset than we do. And plus, uh, y'all, imagine some of these haters are adults acting like they're teenagers, but then again, imagine it for a second time, but then imagine it's teens acting like they're way younger than they are. That is just the stupidest thing. Like, y'all, I am 20 years old, and you can look at me right now and be like, okay, you act like you're 20, which is good. You know, there's some people that could be this age that might not act it, you know? Like, there's some people that can act way older than they are. But it's also because of how mature I am, though, y'all. Y'all, I have been raised right enough to understand the fundamentals of how to act around others. Oh, gosh, mind this hair. Oh my gosh, sorry. Mind the little hair flyaway that keeps wanting to just sticking this way, so don't look that direction. But yeah, like I have been raised correctly enough to know how to act on here and how to understand people to the best I can. All right. So if we at some point if we start getting anyone on here who starts acting like they don't know how to act proper, like I said, there's about two options. Either A, you exit immediately, or if one of my mods is in here, they'll get you out of here. Or sometimes number three, it's not always three. I might have to do it manually, which would suck for my own job personality. Alright, I'll just go ahead and address it real fast, really quickly. And so, anyway, um, hey there, Shannon, I can tell you're new, so welcome. And no, I'm actually not autistic, I'm actually an epileptic. I will put that out there. Oh, that's the fact I didn't mention it, y'all. I'm a 20-year epileptic survivor. I'll put that out there as well. And so, for those of you that do not know that medical condition, epilepsy is a medical condition where the electrical system in the brain and all the nerves in the brain, when you know how our brain goes sends signals to tell it to do things, right? It's kind of like a light switch where you mainly go to fix it and you try to connect all the wiring to the proper wires that go, right? Let's say you do all the steps right and all of a sudden it malfunctions. That's kind of like the brain. It's kind of like the brain's wiring electrical system does all the wiring fixing correctly, but then malfunctions, and so that means for me, it causes me to have seizures constantly, or even every now and then. And those are usually not the best times to ever experience them. And sometimes my seizures can get to the point where I'm having to be hospitalized for it. Either because a seizure lasted a lot longer than it's supposed to, or I had more than one seizure within a certain amount of hours, you know, all the things. Or if I just had a seizure that was way too bad that my rescue meds I used don't that didn't work, you know? But let me say this, thank God I've not had to been hospitalized probably since I was a kid. But the last time I had a seizure though was sophomore year. And that was probably the craziest year, I'm not gonna lie. Because I was dating my first ever person, not my right now boyfriend, but I was dating somebody else at that time. And that was crazy at that moment to think I actually was doing that. But, um, and I also now have this medical bracelet right here, which says my actual condition. Can't take it to the light perspective. But on this bracelet, it says epilepsy on it, and it has the medical symbol on the side. So I've started wearing this about daily, but I'm gonna take a break from it for a few minutes. Let me get it to an angle and I can show you it by flipping the camera around real fast. No, hang on. I'm bringing you guys over here so I can show you it better. Bad view here because of the lighting over here. So hang on, let me just get it into a good spot so I can show you it. Um, but it basically says epilepsy on it. I'm just trying to angle it because it's hard to see. You can see it right there. But yeah, it has the medical symbol right here, and it also has a few levels, so I can actually um adjust it to the comfort of the fit of me. And okay, Jane, I'm glad that you came in here. Hopefully the rest of your day goes well for you. Um, but yeah, and so um yeah, so basically, um yeah, and this bracelet is also a lifesaver. Let's say if I were in public and it was just me, whether that was going to the grocery store or going to the gas station or anywhere, church, any place that you think of, and I were to have a seizure in public, and let's say a random kind person walked by and saw what was going on, they go over and be like, okay, she's having a seizure, but what's happening now? One thing they can look for is the bracelet I'm wearing, and when they read it and it says epilepsy on it, they know, okay, she has a medical condition. So what we need to do is call 911 and explain to them what's happening so that way they know what's also happening. But also EMTs can spot the bracelet too and know, okay, she's an epileptic. This is the right um procedure to do. But this is the right protocols to use on a seizure patient that's an epileptic. Because, the last thing you want to do is think about what could be causing it and just go from there, you know? You don't want to be someone that does that, you know? So, by the look of my bracelet there, I just showed you guys a few minutes ago, that helps them a little bit more with a little bit more faster information and all the things, right? And so, um, yeah. Anywho, that's what's going on there, though. But we're just hanging out at the moment. But yeah, so hang on. Anyway, but that's what's going on right now, though. But yeah, pretty crazy. Which I'm not gonna lie, one bit. So, mm, it's pretty awesome. I will say that. And all the things. So, um, let's go, y'all. 7 likes in the chat. I can see that coming in. But yeah, we're just hanging out at the moment. And so, oh my gosh, I'm about to have to bloody pull up. Y'all don't, not y'all, so don't mind me every few minutes trying to have to adjust the chair a few times because, it can do that to me, but it's also the way I'm sitting too. Kind of hate when this chair does that. But, um, yeah. So, I'm just trying to angle you guys real quick to my level. Alright, but y'all also feel free to ask questions down below if you guys are new here. Questions are a good way to get onto topics and all things, and it's nice to have things. And it's a fun way to interact with the chat. And like I said, the thing is that we can say anything you want in our heads for like 20 minutes, but then just get lost in ideas. And questions are good ways to keep up the conversation going and not just blinking every 5 minutes. Because first off, who wants that to happen? Not me. Nuh-uh. I don't want to blank out every 20 minutes. Be like, okay, I forgot what. Okay, what was I gonna say now? You know. All things. But also, and just so everyone does know, I do look at my comment section about every couple minutes, head to toe, like from where I first left off the chat to the end of it. Like right now, current point. So don't think I'm somebody who's one of them that just, okay, looking through a couple comments and that's it, you know? Nuh-uh. I'm not even close to that, y'all. Like, I am serious head to toe, looking through every comment like I should be doing. And so, like right now, I see, let's see. Hey there, I can see somebody's new, so welcome. Like that, for example. Like I could look head to toe and know, okay, someone else popped in my chat. Hello. You know? But hopefully, for everyone who is coming in here, hopefully y'all are doing well and all that. Right now, we're just hanging out at the moment. Um, so feel free to ask questions. All I say with questions, though, y'all, is please be sure you guys act age appropriate towards that. Like, be sure, don't, when I say age appropriate, I just say, just don't say anything negative, because there's some people that have done that and you know how that goes. And, I don't want to have to, I really don't want to have to be the one blogging today. I really don't. Because my last live, which was like the day before, well, day before yesterday, toward the end of that live, I literally had to play security and do it to at least, not half the chat, but at least a good couple people because of just disrespectful decisions that they were doing. And, my job should not have to be blocking and muting people. It really mainly blocking, really is what I do though. Every 20 minutes. Like who in their mind wants to do that? Not me. I really don't want to have to do it if I don't have to. And like I said, that's why I do put mods. Also, I will say this with mods, by the way. For those of you that are new with me, and let's say you do want to help out with modding as well, all I do say is that if you are 16 plus, I will put you as a full managing mod, which just means you can do everything head to toe. But then if you're anywhere from ages 13 to 15, you'll just be a standard mod, so you'll just be deleting comments and all the things. Not like everything. Like you only do a couple parts of everything, but I kind of make it to where it's like, okay, you kind of get an idea of like a beginner fundamental of how to, if you're, especially if you're new to modding in someone's channel, it's good to have a little bit of a learning start, and then when you're 16, I'll move you from where you are to full managing mode, which just means you're just with the other adults, and plus that's when you can do a lot more of it too. But also, I will just say having both sides is helpful because then I have a good bit of y'all blocking and some of you doing what you're supposed to, because I'm not trying to be the one doing it like through the entire life, because sometimes am literally on here for at least a good few hours and all that, because I don't do a whole bunch during the day right now, so it's not like I'm not having to. Oh my gosh! And then the chair, like I said, I'm having to redo this every few minutes, so don't be aware of that. But yeah, so yeah, let's go 8 likes in the chat. Please be sure if you guys are new here, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and set that to all notifications so you can get all of the updates that I do on here, such as videos, live streams, and more on here. Because I do post a bit on here. Like I actually posted like 3 things last night. So um yeah, so I actually went back and at it and all that. But yeah, so yeah, but that's what's going on there though. Um but and just a little get to know me real quick for those of you who are just joining. My name on here is Sunset Queen, but also my real name is Maddie, for those that do want to know that actually. As well. Um, I am only 20 years old. Y'all could think of me and think I'm lower than that, or even older than that, which I don't care either or, because, It's normal. It's not bad or anything, but, you know, um, I am a Libra by zodiac, which, yeah, like I said, my zodiac sign is a Libra. I graduated high school about almost 2 years ago. Um, I have been doing, YouTube for about almost 6 years now, so it'll be 6 years within a month. I need to look back, it's like May something that it'll hit the 6-year mark, which is crazy. So right now we're at the 5-year mark currently, which is cray cray. But there was one point where I did stop doing it for a while because of school at that time and all that, but then after I graduated, I kicked it back up, and ever since then, it's been a good hit for that timeline too. So, um, yeah, but yeah. So, um, yeah, anyway, that's just what's been happening there. Um, but, um, yeah, so anyway, that's just what's going on there though. But, yeah, pretty crazy. So, um, yeah, let's see what else have I got put out there. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm 20 years old. What else do you know about me? I can say I am also a 20-year epileptic survivor. So I was diagnosed with epilepsy around sometime in my infant years. I forgot exact age, but in that time frame. But sometime though when I was a baby though, I was diagnosed with epilepsy. Which that just means all of the nerves and the electrical system in the brain malfunctions and causes me to have seizures, in which y'all, and if y'all actually ever were to ask if mine get that bad, they did when I was when I was a kid, but then as I got older, it started to get a lot more manageable to where it's more like maybe once every maybe few years, maybe kind of a deal. Like the last time I ever had a seizure, y'all, was in high school, which was aka sophomore year. That was probably the craziest time. I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, hi and welcome. How are you doing? But yeah. So I don't know what my dad was doing, y'all. I mean, we all can really tell how crazy your dad's can be. But anyway, um, yeah. So y'all can feel free to ask questions down below. Just don't ask anything inappropriate. Is all I do say about questions on here, just for safety purposes, because I don't want to have to kick anyone out. I really don't. Honestly, I really don't have to. Honestly, because my previous life, which was about what was it? Thursday. It was about Thursday. Toward the end of that life, I had to probably kick out a good few because of disrespectful and all that, and just being rude and trolling like they do. And my mods were out. I mean, I think I had like two or three of them in here at one point in that last live, but that's because that timeline and all that. But then they all left because they got busy, which is okay. Like I said, there's times I'm having to intervene, but I'm hoping not to, you know, just for the safety of me. But do you think marrying someone younger than you is a mistake as a girl? Um, no, I don't. Hmm. Hang on. Marrying someone younger than me is. First of all, let me say this. I don't think marrying someone younger than you is a bad thing. Let me say this. It doesn't, let me say this. Marrying somebody that's either younger or older than you, it does not matter by age. Age is just a number. Like, y'all, fun fact, my boyfriend, I'm only a year older than he is. The only time we are the exact same age is from June 27th through September 30th. And then October 1st, I turn the next age up. And then we're in that order until May until May of next year, and then back at it. Well, really, I'm saying May because it's the month before his next birthday, and so that's by the math order, all of it. And so, like right now, for example, we're in that range right now. Like for example, I'm 20, he's 19 right now, and he'll be turning 20 in like the next 2.5 months, which is crazy to think about. Like that's wild. And then I'll be turning 21 in October. And also for those of you that also know dates on that too, which is October 1st, which I kick off October, y'all. Just crazy. And honestly, I cannot believe I'm turning 21 this year. I cannot. Y'all, who would have thought turning okay, first off, who would have thought 20 was terrifying? Oh, now I should be saying 21 is the next terrifying age to look at. Huh, oh my god. That is just wild. Like, and even I was even at one point, I was like asking my wife, I'm like, okay, which one of us two should really be more terrified? You or me? Because we're both here turning big numbers here, because y'all, 20 is like your act even though by law they say 18 is by law when you're officially an adult. Nah. Technically you're full adult without it being the law by 20. Like you're out of the teens directly into the start of adulthood. Then 21's the next crazy part where all the chaos happens. But it's also another, but that just also means you literally complete your first year of adulthood at the same time, which is crazy. Like, I cannot think that, y'all. I really cannot. That's crazy. Like, oh my gosh, now the fact I'm almost 21. Ah, terrifying. But yeah, pretty crazy. Oh my gosh, Sabrina, welcome back. How are you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Um, oh gosh, my head crazy. Let's don't mind that. But yeah, we were we were forced to. What? That is not okay. Oh my gosh, though. I'm so sorry though. But let me say, I don't know why there's people out there these days that literally just be like, okay, you two are gonna have to break up because of age differences. Y'all, age is just a number. It does not define who the heck you are. Like y'all, I'm 20. It does not define me. That I'm a year older than my boyfriend right now. And he's only 19. It does not define both of us who the heck we are. So, if anyone else out there is dating someone who's under a year older, or you think your parents are like, oh, we don't agree with the age quality y'all are, don't listen to them. Do not. Their minds they have known long enough to know what is right and wrong, and you are learning it more than they are, even though they've known it for their life too. Because even their parents have told them all kinds of stuff too in that timeline. I'm gonna stand for a few minutes. But literally. Yeah, so do not ever try to listen to anyone who tries to say, even friends. Like, if your friends are trying to say, "Hey, you shouldn't be dating this person because he's 10 times older than you," no, no. Okay, for example, if it's eight, okay, for example, age gap. Okay, if it's 10, 15, 20, okay, different story. But if it's only a couple year difference, okay, that's not big of a deal. Like, for example, my parents are like 5 years in age right now, which is pretty cool, and it does not define them. My boyfriend and I were only a year in age. My ex and I, which we're on good friend terms now. He at one point I thought he was older than I was, but apparently I was the oldest one the entire time. It's just crazy. So now I have been the oldest so far as wild without knowing it. But then but then the fact I'm like, what? It's crazy just to think that. I'm like, holy word. It was a shock to me. Not like in a bad shock. I'm like, wow, did not think that, you know? So that's crazy. But um yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so anyway, I'm looking at my chat. Exactly, because it does not define you who the heck you are. I'm going to go my other account. Okay, cool. All right, let me move myself over here so it's easy to see. I'm 19. He is 18. That is. That is not unfair. Let me say this, that's pretty good though, it's not bad. Like I said, age is just a number, it does not define who the heck you are. It really doesn't. Like, for example, y'all's age gap is good, like, that's a good age gap right there, it's not bad, you know? Like I said, if it was anything crazy, it would have to be 10, 20 years in that moment. But if it's anywhere within that short year, like 1 to maybe 5 or so, okay, that's not a big deal, you know? I don't know why there's people out there that can start making it a big old fuss into it, but I swear those people's brains do not work straight. They just don't. So don't, if anyone tries to say any of the crap at you, do not listen to them. They don't know what they're saying. Just don't. And just continue what you're doing because we know it's right for us, just like how they knew it's right for them, you know, and all that. All right, let's see here. Exactly. I'm so happy to find someone who understands. Of course, literally, I even like I said, even I get it. Like, I mean, I've never had that ever that encounter ship ever happen to me, but I've heard so many stories of people being twice the age, and it's like, you know, good for them, but at the same time, it's like, wow, it's impressive, you know. But you know, like it's like for example, like you can, like for example, me and my boyfriend, like I said, right now, I'm 20, he's 19, like I'm only a year older, which, like I said, does not define me, doesn't define him either. And all things, and then my ex before me, we were also a year in age too, which also, like I said, we did pretty well for it being that close. And honestly, it's not too big of a deal because we do end up the same age with me and my boyfriend, we only end up the same age for 4 months out of the year, which is from June to October. And then I'm 21. Oh, I can't think that. I really cannot think that, honestly. Like, like I said, out of us two, I feel like it should be me who's terrified because I'm turning the big number the next big year. That's like a big deal in the 20s. So crazy. Just, it's crazy to think about though. I'm like, oh my god. Think that on top of my head, like, oh my gosh. Me being 21. Imagine what 21 will do with me. Be wild. You know. Anyway. Cool. Welcome back. Anyway. That's B. Are you going to go live tonight? I'm actually live right now, actually. Um, but um, honestly, um, I'll have to say, but I know I'm doing a live this afternoon because, like I said, I do live anywhere from night lives to also during the day as well. So there's not always a lot of times I'm gonna be live at night. And actually, sometimes being live during the day is also best too. Sometimes. Because I can actually speak a little higher than I can at night, because at night I do have to kind of talk a little lower than I do, just because everyone else is asleep and I'm the only one who's up at that hour half the time and all the things. And just, it's easier sometimes. And we also get more, I mean, even if we got more people at night too, but we also still get more people during the day too. So, yeah, so there's times I'll just switch it back and forth at or go evening, afternoon, night hours, any timeline, honestly. But yeah, it's not exactly. Age is just a number and it does not define you. It really doesn't define who you are. Honestly, it's kind of same. Right and day, night and day. Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like a back and forth. Like there's times I might go live at night. Sometimes I might go live during the day. But also it kind of just depends on the schedule too. You never know what your day holds half the time. And so, um, yeah, pretty crazy. And so, um, that's pretty wild and all the things. I have been waiting for you to go live. Aw, that's pretty cool. Yeah, and yeah, you guys, I go live about every other day. Sometimes like there's some days I go live on my off days, but not always often. Though I will say that for those of you on here, unless there's such a thing to get those fixed. What time is it there? It is 2:15 in the afternoon right now for us right now. That's the time zone for me right now. Oh, you have been live for an hour. Yep. Yep, but that's because I don't do much. When I know I'm not having to get stuff done I need to. But yeah. No, let me come in here real quick. Yeah. Put you guys right. Yo, let's go 10 likes in the chat. Yeah, I need to put this up actually. Sorry, there's something that wasn't in my drawer but needs to be in there. So give me just a moment to do a couple things real quick. Oh, nice. No, wait, don't second. I need to see it. Oh no, I'm still good for good few more weeks on this stuff. Um, but anyway, my mom has been on for a few months, so anyway. Um, yeah, so for anyone who is new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber who's been here recently, welcome back. Right now, I'm just doing my actual skincare now that I need to do. So, but really, it's nothing really too crazy I do, y'all. It's just a simple, I'll show you guys I've actually said this part on here a bunch, but for my new incoming subscribers, I'll show it to you guys. So if you're looking for a good starter routine or just something to start out with and see how it goes, you can. Hang on. Just in where I need to get. Look how crazy it's old too. Oh yeah, I liked all that. But okay. Gosh, my things are so crazy. Okay, there we go. But this is okay, this is the first like this is basically the product I use for really my skincare routine was just using this stuff, y'all. This is a current sometimes I might actually use a body lotion actually. It's so funny. Sometimes I'll use I'll show you as well. I'll also sometimes just use the Aveeno body moisturizing lotion on just my face too. It also makes me look pretty good either way. Yeah, I use it everywhere. But also um this stuff is the Noxzema anti-blemish pads, which they're like alcohol pads, but they're actually meant for your skin. Actually, not they're not alcohol in it. It has all good stuff. They're like eucalyptus extract is in here and all good stuff. And it prevents breakouts. So if any of you guys deal with bad acne, or you deal with acne but you want them to control it, but it limits it too. So it's not like nearly as crazy as you would get. I would recommend it definitely for anybody. Like for example, this one right here. But that's what you can do about these. And plus, it helps limit them just so it's not as bad. But also, makes your skin like really good after a couple weeks of using this. Like you'll really start noticing results probably after maybe 2, 3 weeks, maybe. Like I think after 2 to 3 weeks of using this, like when I first started using it, I definitely noticed that my skin was looking a lot brighter, and also it wasn't looking as crazy with my acne. So I mean, of course I still get acne, but it's not like crazy as it was. It's only maybe down to one or two every now and then, which is good than it being a bunch. And it also let me just say this. This is all the end result that comes out of these. Like this gets out every little bit of dirt, oil, but also makeup too. So even let's say you think you wash your makeup off completely, well, also gets rid of it too, as well. Like tomorrow, I know for a fact it's gonna get a bunch of this off tomorrow and all that. But yeah, it's crazy. Like it's a bunch. Yeah, like a lot of that is oil and dirt, like excess dirt from me that's not there that you can't see half of the time. And it's also really important to take care of your skin, even if you think it isn't. Like I said, for skincare routines, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can just be maybe some simple little product for a little bit, see how it works out, and maybe as you go, maybe advance a little bit. Like I've probably been using this for a good maybe few months or so, or a year, I think. I think a few months I've been using it. And then also I've recently for my chapped lips sometimes I've started now using I've started using this Neutrogena Hydro Boost lip balm in the um name in the shade called Sheer Ice, which is the name of it. It's called Sheer Ice, which is really cool. And it's just a clear um lip balm that comes. Let me say this. It almost makes you look like you got lip. It almost make. Oh, I'll show you when I get out of that. But hang on. Yeah, just a second. Oh, I know I just did see someone much out, didn't I? Give me a moment to look at that chat. Give me. Anyway, but yeah, like even y'all, I have noticed when I've been using this stuff, I have literally have noticed after a couple minutes of this being on, it literally makes my lips. It literally makes me look like I almost got a lip job done, or I just put on a really good just lip gloss that makes them look like they almost got perfectly done in a good way. Like that's just how good this stuff does. So if and also I was also somebody that also sometimes does use Vaseline. And even that's when I noticed how good it also made me turn out my golly. First time they turned out sick as heck. Anyway, let me look through my checks. I know I've seen my check. So that's what I mean. I'll talk for a few minutes and then go back at it. Let me see where I leave off with the chat so I know where to look up. Here we go. Brahma, how are you doing? I'm looking through the chat right now. So give me a second to catch up to everybody. Jaden, welcome back. I see her back in the chat. Your room is so clean. Apartment. Okay, sorry guys, I was getting caught with the chat. Like I tell you guys, I take those views and actually look at my chat and not skip chats, you know? I don't do that. But I mean, there's gonna be a time or two where someone does say something in between previous comments I might not spotted, and then that's a separate story. But other than that, I am looking at this chat head to toe, like I'm crazy in a good way. Cause like I said, I'm not somebody who just does it, you know. But I mean, I've been doing pretty well though. I've just, been chilling and all the things. But um, yeah. Anyway, that's just what's been happening though. Um, but yeah, and so yeah, yeah. But yeah, like this lip balm with y'all does so well. Cause like I said, in a few minutes, like you're almost seeing some of it, not all of it right away. But you'll notice it makes me look like I got a lip balm done, which is amazing. Like it just works that well. And it's so funny because it was one day I was literally at Walmart one day, like a few months back, and I was getting more of my Noxzema stuff because I was out, and I so happened to spot this, and it was like a few, it was in the same area as it, but it was just down like towards the end of the shelves, and oh, what's this? Looking, I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'll get in and see what it looks like. And y'all, when I started using this stuff, oh, love this thing. Like, or I can probably say this is better than using Vaseline. I mean, both do well, not gonna lie. But also, it also has all the good stuff in it too. So, literally makes me look really good. And it really just starts the show really well. But, um, yeah. So, hey there, Flex, I see you're new. So welcome. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully everyone else in my chat is doing well too. You know, because y'all life gets crazy these days. Because some of us are trying to get jobs, some of us are trying to adapt to adulthood, some of us are trying to get through the school year. You know, we're all trying to get through something. You know, and all that. But life happens. You know, like with me, it's just me. Um, I literally have been doing like I have been getting basically help with the job process because ever since I was 16, I've not had best results of a job sticking. Which really for me was just I went through two interviews within two different age gaps. So when I was 18 and 19, I feel like it went well, but then management said it's like, okay, next person. And then me continue doing the normal applying, see who can possibly take me. And then, well, actually, after the second interview, I mean, ever since I was 16, y'all. Like, I mean, I was applying from the moment I was 16 all the way through about 19 timeline. 19, almost 20. Well, but no, actually, it was 19 almost. So, yeah, basically a good, like, few years. But then late 19, I'm like, okay, you know what? After the second interview I went through, I'm like, okay, I can't, like, the gut in me, I'm like, okay, I cannot trust me going behind the wheel again. I'm gonna get help and see what happens because, you know, after doing it for so long, your brain knows, okay, this is when I know to get help with it and figure out what am I doing or what is happening, you know? Because getting a job is not easy these days, y'all. You think it is, but it's not. Like, I'm only 20 years old and think it's easy or just think it's not. Nah, it's the opposite of everything that you think and do. And so, even I'm glad that they have stuff like that for people like me who basically has a learning disability on top of my main medical condition where it's hard for me to sometimes get a job myself. And yeah, so I've been getting help and all that with it's through a program called Texas Workforce. So in my state, It's a program where people like me with with learning disabilities can get help to help. They're basically what you do is you go in, you'll get selected by a counselor that will help you get. It's kind of like a job coach, but not quite a job coach. But then you'll get to that stage later. But it's basically a job counselor where they help you pick the right fit for a job and where your interests. So you kind of look at jobs within your interests and see if any of the following match what you would get, you know? And so for me, it's so far I feel like it's been going well. And I'll tell you, I've felt a lot less stressed than I definitely did when I was doing it on my own. Because whew, y'all should have seen me a couple of times just trying to get through those. It's crazy these days. But yeah. But definitely getting help for me was the best thing I could ever do. Because it definitely helped the stress in me go down, but also it helps knowing that, okay, these people know what they're doing, they know how to do what they're meant to do, and I can get a job that will do me good and all that. I'm just looking at the window. Y'all, it was crazy. Like last night, it was little like it was probably like late 2 a.m. in the morning. I literally heard this thing raining and thundering like crazy. Like it was wild last night. And I was literally like in the process of getting ready for bed. And it was crazy. And so, um, yeah, okay. I do see some people came in my chat too. Hey there, I see you in my chat. Anyway, hey there. Sabrina. Hello, change my account again. It's me, Sabrina. Thank you for letting me know that I'm not looking at somebody else. How much longer do you think I could? I could probably put you on here in a minute. And Sabrina, remind me your age one more time. I know you said in my previous life. I just need to, you know, so that way I can show you because I do need to show you something in it because there's a requirement I do on here for all groups. Just remind me so that way I can put you in. Okay, cool. Yeah. See, I figured it was that or 14 that you brought it at me. Okay. Yeah. So what I will, here, let me grab my iPad. I'll kind of will show you what to do because I do have like a little form I do for both standard and manager mods. So give me just a moment to grab my iPad real fast and I'll show you what to do from there. Because I kind of add a step in my modding process. Grab it real fast. Pull it up. So for standard mods and manager mods have a separate Google form that I have you guys fill out. It's just a little quick. It's nothing crazy. It's just a couple simple little questions, just making sure that you understand what's happening, and also you're gonna be good enough to know what to do. So let me just get it pulled up real quick, so that way. So okay, here we go. You'll go on my channel, go to the post tab, then um so So it's after this post that you'll see. Hey, I gotta scroll down. That's my boyfriend. He's so cute. Yeah, come on, you thing. Here we go. It's right here. So you see this link. This is for the mods that are 13 to 15 years of age that I put for. So you'll hit this link right here, which is just a Google form, just and all that. What you just do is go in there, fill out those questions, make sure you're true with your answers, and then let me know when you're done so I can check it. and then make sure you're still clear, and then I'll mod you. And then I'll also come on here and show everyone else on here that's within the 16 plus range for mods when you do ask me for mod permissions. What you'll do is you'll come down to let me go down because it's a little bit longer. It's down here. This one goes like a couple years ago. It's me and my family right here. And then this is for incoming mods, so aka my managing mods. Y'all's will be on this one, which is this link. So for example, Brahma's one of our managing mods, for example, because he's in that age group. So yeah, so that's what you do. So for standard mods, you go to that. They both, like I said, they have a separate. So don't think, don't try to mix up the links there. Just know that. But like I said, if you ever do get confused on which link it is, y'all can let me know and I will show you through my iPad as well of which one to go under. And then when you get done, let me know and then I'll look at it. That way, you know, that way we're good to go. And I can mod you. And that will be so good because then we keep on track with the chat every few minutes. You know? Raymond, welcome and how are you doing? It's been a minute. Hopefully you're doing well. And all that. Yeah, things are crazy. Oh my gosh. Basically, this side's getting really close to like getting fully caught up to each other. But hopefully you're doing well. Of course. I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And all that. And so. Okay, let me look at it real quick. And then I'll, put you in. So let me just real quick look through it. Alright, give me just a moment. I'm going to pull this up. Okay, let me. Yeah, and actually, y'all, I think Brahma had me put that as a, no, it was him or someone else on my previous mods gave me that idea suggestion, which was awesome. Cause y'all, if I probably hadn't done that years ago, it probably would have been a lot more organized. But it was awesome. Cause it definitely felt a lot more organized and all that. So let me see here. Oh, hang on. Do I need to fix these? Hang on, let me just. Hang on, y'all. Hang on, let me text her friend real quick. Hang on, let me text her saying something real quick. Okay, hang on. Y'all, let me check. Hey, it might take me a minute. Hang on, y'all. Y'all, yeah, for everyone that's in my chat, y'all keep chatting. I will just check some really quickly. And then we should be good to go from there. It's doing something on my end. Here we go. Need to probably fix how this layout is. Oh wait, no, here we go. Okay, this is what's happening. Here we go. I just have to go to edit to show things. Here we go. Okay, we're doing good. Good. Okay. Pretty good. Okay, I definitely think we're on good range here. Oh, what the heck was I doing? Yeah, I might need to. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just checking some stuff real quick. Give me a moment. I can respond to any you wanted to. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking some stuff. But oh, here we go. Sorry, y'all. It's just man, the way I created it was a lot crazier than the other one. Okay, pretty good. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I was checking um all that. Okay, Sabrina, you were in the clear. I just had to check all that, and I also had to go through it a whole. Oh wait, but let me respond to a couple things real quick too. But let me mod real quick while I'm on here. So, anywho, let me put. Yeah, let me go ahead and mod you because, like I said, I can test you pretty well. Let me just put you into here. All right, Sabrina, welcome, newest mod in here. All right, now let me check my text real quick because I just got a couple of text messages come through. So give me just a minute to look at that. It's so cute. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, sorry about that. I was also texting back my boyfriend because he let me know just a quick little thing that he was just telling me about. So, um, okay, sorry about that, y'all. I was also texting back a friend of mine too. So I'll bring you guys with me while we do this. So give me just a moment. Um, anyway, let's see. What else have I been talking about since I? All right. Yep, she's a standard mod because she's in her 13 to 15 range. So she's our beginner mod. So she's just not she is just getting started with the journey of mods. So this is gonna be very helpful with the chat. Because I don't want it just being just me being the only ones who have to deal with the chat too, you know. But also with mods, like not let me say this, y'all's subscription is not just blocking people. Y'all's jobs are also to even watch the chat. Like let's say if I had to go to the bathroom or I had to go do something for a minute that only required me only being on for not that long of a time, y'all can watch chat making sure okay it's being good and all that. And if something does happen, continue your description, which is the best part. Because imagine what happens behind the scenes for like 2 minutes. And so that's like the best part about it. And so, um, yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, you were totally good for for the chat. Yeah, yeah, I can mod that one too. Yeah, give me a second. Let me real quick just do the same real quick. Hang on, let me mod that one too. So that way if you're coming through this account, then it's still there you go. Now I'm on this account too. So there you go. Welcome. But yeah. And even with mods, y'all, that goes to show with like I said, if you're anywhere from 13 to 15, you're a standard mod, and if you're 16 plus, then you're a manager mod, which that just means you can do everything head to toe. Only standard mods only do just only like a couple of the things out of the category. But they're just beginning at it though. So even it gives them the ability to learn even from my managing mods like Raymond and Brahma that are within the 16 plus range and all that. And it's also it's even good to even learn from other mods too. Even though some people have mod before, but some people might not, it's so good to always learn. Cause I kind of put it in a good old way to where it's organized, but it's not like through the roof. And so, um, but I like to keep stuff here pretty manageable for everyone, so that way, you know, not a whole lot of crazies is happening, but it's good enough where, it's manageable to do. And like I said, one of my viewers gave me the idea of putting a lot of this process also through a Google form. So that's how now I've had the Google form system for a while. So that's how I've been modding people a bunch. Some people I kind of been doing them off it too, because some of them I might have known some people I might have known you guys way beforehand. Like, for example, Raymond, I know you way before you came into here and all that. And so I knew how good you were, so with you, I don't worry about it too much. If I let some people slide without without doing the main steps, but other than that, um, yeah. All right, Sabrina, I'm glad that you joined, and again, welcome. Hopefully, the rest of your day goes well and all that. But we're just hanging out right now. Yeah, let's go. 13 likes in here, and we're killing it today. Y'all, I can't even believe the last time I got up to 30, which is crazy. Like, that's wild. Like, that's probably the highest amount of likes I've had in a live stream, which is crazy, but that's one I also had to delete too because of too much happening. But, yeah, we're just hanging out though, y'all. So, um, yeah. Anywho, that's just what's going on at the moment. But, hang on. Yeah, here's crazy, I'll say that. But yeah, you guys feel free to ask questions if you have it. already, but yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, we're just hanging out right now. Is all we're doing at the moment. But yeah, so and you know, sorry, I was taking my last round of meds before it got late. So yeah, but we're just hanging out though at the moment. So yeah, y'all can ask me questions down below for those of you who are still in here and all that. Um, hey, I'm just gonna lower this just a bit on my lamp because this thing is up to three settings, light settings. Which actually, y'all might actually this is actually a new lamp now I have in here. My old one I used to kind of have in here. Apparently, I guess it didn't have a three-way level, but I guess I never noticed that. And so, like a week, almost a week, like last week, well, this past week, it was like Sunday. I was trying to turn the main one, my main lamp on, and I thought the bulb must have burned out. That's the first instinct I thought, because, how am I supposed to know the full lamp gave out? And so I'm like, okay, the bulb burned out once again on me. And so I went to have my dad look at it and see what was happening. And apparently, y'all, that lamp finally had its last days because it was old. And I'm glad it survived a while. And so I'm like, okay, I'm like, you know what, the next best thing I can do is go on Amazon or even Walmart.com and just look up lamps. Like, for example, my lamp in my office right here in that corner, I got that off Walmart, literally online. And I'm glad because it's in my head, it's almost like a smart lamp, almost, because on that one, you just touch it anywhere without turning a knob. It's pretty cool. Like, you just touch it the amount of times you want it, and it's on. This one I'm kind of still getting used to the level because I have to turn down here because it's like right here is where I turn it instead of going because normally I have to go up here and I'm still learning myself to go down here now, not up. So that's one thing when you get a new lamp, but it has a different setup of how it turns on, and your brain's not used to always going that route. So it takes a while for it to lock in place. Be like, okay, go down here, not up here. Because with me, of course, I've been used to going up here because, you know, that's what your brain does half the time. And so I'm like, okay, go down here so I'm not crazy, you know? But, your brain can do so much and just remember a whole lot. It's like, okay, like, okay, I forgot that it's down here now, not up here like it used to be, you know? Because it does a lot to me half the time. But, um, yeah, it's crazy, but it's wild, though. So, hopefully everyone's staying safe out there, though, because y'all, it's crazy these days. I'm not gonna lie. One bit. Starry, oh my gosh, welcome back. How are you doing? It's been a while since you've been here. Oh my goodness. I mean, I saw you when you kind of just popped my chat, but holy goodness, welcome back. How are you doing? Yeah, that's crazy. Hopefully you're doing well and all that. I've been amazing. Oh, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well, and oh my gosh, I miss you too. It's still been normal. It's nothing too wild. That's been happening up in here. You know. So, um, yeah. You and AJ been doing- We've been doing good. Just kind of, just normal every day. Just kind of just been getting caught up with each other, but also just been doing other things. You know what? Sorry, I probably need to show you updated stuff. Because I know you've not really seen much updated things from. I'll show you some updated stuff that I know you probably haven't looked at in a little while. So hang on, let me pull up a couple of updated things. Oh my gosh, this chair. About to do something to it. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, this dang chair. It's making me crazy. Um, because I know I think you've not seen um a few updated. So here's some. I need to fix this chair though. That's why I glitched you because I'm moving. But don't be alarmed at that. I need to show you some more too. Some more updated stuff. I'll go update. So crazy how this was us. Then us. Let's see, what are some updated stuff have you? Oh, no, I'm not showing this side of us. It's not crazy, but this was us recently. Let's see here. I don't think I've shown this one. I'm gonna show it from different perspectives. And then I know I've not shown, well, you kind of could see this one, but I might crop out. Let's see, what else have I not shown? This one's an Erica, one of us too. That's crazy. But yeah, there's just a few updated stuff that you might have not seen in a while, but there's some few updates. Yes. Yep. And yeah, I'm like, I'm the one who will plan it half the time. Like, hey, let's try to match these days. Like who? Because y'all, the times he's come out here, and it's been around like a church week for me. I'm like, okay, you and me are gonna plan to wear something to where we match or we get close enough to matching each other. Like for example, we both got red red and black plaid tops for Christmas. I got mine directly on Christmas. He got his when he was out here a few days later, like the end of December. Like I think it was the 29th. He was out here in December. Was when he got his, like this, like the exact same day he got his. And so when he and I went to church, like I think it was the next day. Um, I need to go back to my notes, but and look and see. But we literally wore that. No, actually, no. We wore something. No, we wore something different back in December. No, but we actually wore that for the first time like a month ago. It was actually last month we wore that. Not well, we got the tops in December, but we didn't start wearing those till like basically like a month ago when it was spring break timeline for um mostly everyone. And so that's when we decided to pull it out, and that's really good, which I know we would. And so, and I mean, we've matched and then let me see, I could probably pull up some other previous, let me pull up some previous matching stuff too, as well, so you kind of get some better ideas out of me than just what y'all are currently seeing. Then this was, let's see, then this was us back in December. This was like this is when he was actually out here. I don't know why. But yeah, that was us December timeline. And actually, AK, this is what we did. So this is our coordination. So I was wearing this black, purple, so this purple and yellow black wildflower dress that I got. I saw this as like I saw this dress. It was through Amazon because I do want to know where I bought it from. I saw how cute it was. I'm like, okay, this would be cute to add because I need more dresses like crazy because I only have one. at that time, but it might be back to I might have to eventually, I'm gonna probably downsize that back to one because the other dress I have, the neckline is just making me crazy because it's so wide right now. And so eventually soon I'm about to get rid of the other one. But this one's still a keeper because it's a V-neck. And yeah, that's one thing with me. My sensory issues also get to the point where certain like shirt neck styles make me crazy. Like for example, squared. Like for example, squared necks make me wild, but also like necks that are super wide just irritate me. Except for V-necks, like V-necks and U-necks, like what I'm kind of like the ones I'm wearing right now. That don't put me on. Like how good he is though. Oh my god, get over him, okay? I mean, I'm crazy about him. So what can I say? And then some other previous matchings to kind of refresh some of y'all's. Oh, what is a good pick to show from it? This was another idea too. We both wore um turquoise, like a light blue coordination with her pants. So for example, there's part of like I've got turquoise in my blue top there, which is in AK, this is actually our day night outfit that I'll re-show as well from our second date night, but he was wearing a different top than that. So crazy. I'm just refreshing some of y'all's minds. It's so crazy. And then let's see, I'll pull up. Okay, this is what I'm meaning. Then this was date night us. Like this is what I mean. This is what our actual coordination was, but this was when we went on a date night though, which was crazy. I can't believe that though. Like, God, like, where's the ages gone? It's crazy. But then, oh my gosh. And then, I mean, I can almost say, and let me see, what's a good picture on this one I can spot to show? Um, like, and I mean, in this one we almost matched, just a slight, but mine's just a hint darker. Because mine was more like a more medium to dark gray. His was more of like a blue gray tone. But this was when it was me, him, and my family. It was back in like July. It was right. It was I think that same day. Actually, it was right around I think that exact same day too, which was crazy. So that day was hectic for us. Like it was really us getting out of the boat at like I think 9, but we had to be there at like 8 or so, just so my dad. So at first so kind of what it did was the first half of us went so the first three of us, so me, my dad, and AJ all went first. And then just so that way my dad can sign papers and just the stuff that is important when you are running a boat and learning how to control it for the first few minutes. And then after that my mom after that my mom hang on. But then after that me, my mom, well, not me. Well, after that, my mom and my brother met us next because it'd just be easier so that my mom can get my brother ready and it wouldn't be a chaotic mess, kind of a thing. I don't think so. And then let's see. Let me see. I'm gonna go back for a sec. Oh, and then another one I can show you guys too for those of you that need a refresher. I'm gonna refresh mine. This was us 4th of July, which we both were matching 4th of July shirts, and AK, this was actually his birthday present I got him was the exact shirt too because it was so funny. I was looking for like the sun for us to match for the 4th of July, which would be so cute. Because again, picture of my head came into place and so good. And this was actually when you can actually see my actual hair color come in, but that's because I think that's because I dyed it like a few days before. Just because it was kind of showing kind of like how it is right now, where it's way faded off to my old color. And so, um, yeah, like that's so crazy. It is crazy to believe that though. Like, y'all, what the heck? Like, where's time gone? It's so crazy just to flee back memory lane. But yeah, there's a good little few. Let me see if I missed anything up here. Oh, let's check out some videos. Yeah, let's just see how cute he is in this picture. Oh my gosh. And then y'all like how good he is in this photo. This was like a few days ago, I think. This is when it was taken. Like, oh, he looks so good. It was so crazy. Like, this is a recent pic of him too. Like, oh my god, I cannot go crazy about him. Enough that I do myself. And just, it was wild. And you know what? I'll show you guys another pic of me that was a recent too. And then this was me like Wednesday. This was because I was getting ready to do kids. And on this day, y'all, what the heck did I do? Like, it was so funny. Like, my makeup actually looked so good that day. I mean, I always have good makeup days. I'll say that when I on days I do makeup, but I don't know what it was, y'all. But the blush I was using in this, oh, I mean, I've used this a couple times before, but I also have another kind I use too. But um, this one was the so for those of you that want to know the brand, this was the Maybelline New York Sunkissed liquid blush in the shade, I need to look at it. I think it's called City Drizzle or something like that. I need to look at the shade. But it's shade O2 called City Drizzle or something like that. That's what it's called. But like I said, I'll double check it. But it's really cool. I actually like the color of it. And it can really pop out. It really stood out like in a good way. Even it showed my tan part of me too, like, because I'm a little bit more tanner these days, just a smidge from being in the country and all that, because, country life will do that, but just made me look so good. It was crazy. We're getting a little bit of a sneak peek of everything, but yeah, thanks. Yes, and let me say, that's because half the time we're both planning it, like, we're both head to toe. Like, for example, on a church date, I'm like, "Okay, what are you wearing?" So I can try to find something we can try to match, because that's one way you can look at us and go, "Okay, they are dating because 'cause we're doing it like crazy." Because there's not a whole lot of people that would plan like that, like, crazy in advance, you know? And so, um, yeah, but Lily headed down. And so, yeah. Because that's literally like, hey, like, for example, if he and I knew that, like, if 'cause I was like, "Hey, if I knew if it was gonna be on a week that he's gonna be out here or so, I would be like, "Hey, do you wanna go to church with me?" So let's make and try to figure out what we're wearing. And if he's like, "Yes," and I'd be like, "Okay, okay." I'm like, "Okay, what are you gonna wear?" Or I said, "What are we both gonna wear?" So we could try to find something that matches each other. And so let's say he finds something and I could try to look in my closet and see if I have anything almost like it that's like same color but different thing of it, or a similar version of what I'm wearing or he's wearing can be close enough. Like, for example, my um yellow and purple wildflower dress I showed you guys, which was the December pic back in December. His shirt was like a super dark gray, but almost looks black from y'all's perspective. See, that was the close enough we could get because, hey, at least it was a closer. See, even for example, like if it's close enough to where you almost match, but he also does match because there's some parts of it are white, so that's perfect too, as well. Like, yeah, like for example, I mean, oh my angle. I mean, well, not actually. Hang on. Well, yeah, there's kind of white, but not really white in it. It's just the yellow in perspectives might make it look a little whiter. But yeah, and then for example, with this, I wore this to my boyfriend's college programs event that I've been going to since like junior year. And this year's theme I actually went to like basically a month ago. Well, yeah, a month ago. It's crazy. And the theme was decades, and so we both went as the early 2000s. So I'm like, okay. So I went and showed him, okay, because I got this like I forgot how long ago it was. It might have been a couple weeks before it when I was actually out just looking for ideas. And all of a sudden I saw this really cute jumper, denim jumper, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying this on. At first I tried it in a normal 2X. I thought with me fits, but my mom was like, let's go up a size and see if they have us 3X. Because there was something down there that just needed to be a little bit fixed. And so try to 3 fits, and I'm like, okay, let me get new shoes because y'all, I'm a short girl. I'm a mid shorty. And the thing is, something this long, if I wear like a shoe that has a good enough heel, okay, I can make it work without having to switch my options around. And so it was the same day of the event, so I'm like, let me just bring my heels for backup if I can't find a dang shoe. But y'all, praise God, I was able to find a shoe that would work that night. And y'all, I have been now kind of wearing them even outside of it now, ever since then, which were these really cute boots, which are also have tennis laces on, which are really cute. And they're kind of similar to they're kind of similar to a first pair I saw, but not with laces on them. But look how cute these are though. Like they got these little silver little blings on the side. They were so cute. Like these things are so cute. Like I'm not gonna lie, these out of the past couple of short boots, like, I think these are the second pairs of short boots I've worn in my life, and y'all, these are probably my ultimate favorite. These are probably my ultimate favorite. I don't know, why is my old thinking asleep? Hang on. Yeah, let me text my old thing. And all the things. Him. Text to my mom. So I was texting mom because she's like, "Are you up?" Because she hasn't seen me yet in the day. And I'm like, "I." But anyway, yeah. But yeah, it was literally like the cutest thing. I'm like, okay, we're doing this because look at me killing it. So thanks. Oh, let me see. Okay, let me see if I have an old pic of me wearing the Eder boots. I think I have an Eder pic of me wearing the Eder short boots from like I think it was back in 2020. Let me see. I might have a pic of it maybe in here. Let me check and see because I will show that from another dance event that was way. This was way before we were doing that. Like a few years before that. Let me see. I might have it, but let me just check. Because sometimes I do, sometimes I might leave that note, but let me just check to see. Just to see if I do or not. Let me just gonna scroll through it real quick and see if I have it. Because if I do, I'll show you guys. So just kind of bear with me for a minute. My cousin and I. How funny. Now let me see if it's a folder or something. Because I feel like I had it somewhere. Well, let me see. Can you let me see this? Well, hang on. Let me see. Oh, here we go. You can actually see it. Okay, here we go. So see the top pick, y'all? The very top right here. This was the short boot I'm talking about. So they actually had like buckles on the side of them, and this was me back in 2020, y'all. That's crazy. Like, look at that. That's crazy. Like, even this is me from those years too. Like, literally, 20, but this was when I was at a night to shine event, which is a special needs prom, which is really cool. And this was when I was wearing like, y'all, I was wearing this short dress. Let me say, that was probably the first time dress life I've worn. And I'm not gonna lie, just to see how I did well. I've just started wearing longer dresses because I don't know. I just, it just does not fit my height that well. But also, it makes me not look as short, even though I'm only a mid shorty. But and plus, the second one below it from 2022, you can see why. You can see such a difference as well. That was me and my best friend from homecoming, which was early. It was basically junior year, but it was like basically like early junior year though, not like late junior year. And then the top right is from my sophomore year, aka color guard season. That's when I was in color guard that year. And then below it was when I was a junior. Below it, um, yeah, I think. No, wait, was I a junior? Or was I early senior? No, I think I might. Yeah, it might have been early junior, almost senior year. And then below on the right, like the left, like bottom left, was when I was a grad. Y'all, I can't believe it's almost 2 years now. Just crazy. And then the bottom on the right is from last year. Me and AJ were on the boat around that timeline, which so crazy good. But yeah, those are the little boots I was talking about. And my hair was curled, so that's why I look like I could be old fashioned looking in that photo too. So yeah, I couldn't even just resist that. I look so old fashioned 90s, I'll say that. But it was wild. So, um, yeah. So literally that was me back in the day, y'all. By like those few years, which is wild. But yes, those are the yeah, because like on those boots it had like buckles on the side, like kind of like how they would have. Which, like I said, now I've owned a second pair of short boots in my life, and these are like honestly, y'all, these are probably if I had to pick a favorite, it's these ones, hands down. Because they're cute, they're stylish. I can wear these really with anything. Like I actually wore it with my jumper that I just showed you guys. That's what I wore with them. But I've also been wearing them a bunch with some other stuff too. Let me see. Let me see if I still have those pics still from recently. Let me see. Do I still have those pics of me still? Let me see. Try to see if I have some recent pics of wearing it to show you guys. Let's see. I think this. Let me see. Things I have to give. Well, I mean, I can't remember. I mean, for example, I literally wore um like for example, I wore them in this with the outfit. That's where I wore them from, for example, to give you guys a reference idea. But just like this, I can't do you remember how good we turned out. Sorry, it's because I turned my camera, but literally, I can't believe how good we turned out that day, though. Like, it was crazy that day. I'm not gonna lie. One bit. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, where's time gone? Like, where's the dang time gone? Point. Like, it was crazy. But, yeah, that's like an example, but it's crazy. Yeah, let me look at my chat because it's been a few minutes too. So, it's also been nearly a year since I became a mod. That's crazy. But mods are amazing. I'll say that right now. And um yeah. And like I said, a lot of my mods on here are awesome like that because you guys do such an amazing job at doing what you're supposed to do and helping me out kick out trolls that or wanting to start things. Like, Star, you should have seen Thursday Night's Live. Like, you should have seen it. I did not post that one, but there were a couple of times where, oh, we did have to get some people out of here involved because, they're playing typical. And then when Raymond and Brahma left, I remembered I kind of had to play y'all's job a little bit. Yeah, I kind of had to do it because of all the chaos that was happening toward the end because a few people kept saying similar things back to back and then just I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm like, okay, I'm playing Y'all's Responsibility for 5 minutes. Because, yeah, like I said, that's the only time I'm coming in position and doing it is if, like, y'all were busy with stuff, you know? That's the only time I'm behind the wheel with it, but I'm not trying to not end up being there, you know? And, it's like working someone else's responsibility. But, you know, it's crazy, you know? So, yeah, it was wild. Lost Live. So I didn't even post that one because of how crazy it ended up getting toward the end. And so, like I said, that's the only times I don't post these is if haters just get to the point where it's like multiple at once is happening, and it's like okay, that or if the live gets boring itself, like saying we don't have that many people in here, okay, what's the point? But right now we've had a good amount of people coming here, so right now I'm not really highly worried about that happening. You know, pretty crazy. Prime, welcome. How are you doing? But to answer your question, I'm doing pretty well. Yeah. Sorry, you should have seen it as well. Like, yeah, I had literally had to play mod for like I literally had to play security for like the last half. It was crazy. And so I had to literally delete that one because I could not. And like I said, I don't post my lives like if it's in that condition or if it gets very boring. But right now's case is fine because, it's nothing that's happened too chaotic. Thank God for that. But yeah. Anyway, I do see. Oh, world, I see you're new. Oh my gosh, welcome back. How are you doing? But yeah, it's crazy. So, anyway, hopefully you've been doing well. For those of you in here, Prime, I'm glad to hear that you're doing well. And all the things. We've just been hanging out and all that because that's what we do. On here is hang out in here. I'm good. I used to watch you on my other channel. Dreamy. Oh, that's cool. Hang on. Trying to position my camera a little bit. Anyway. Oh, welcome back. I couldn't notice you at first, but once you said to me, welcome back, how are you doing? Yeah, I saw your response, but I'm glad to hear you were back and doing well, it looks like. So welcome back, Dreamy. I appreciate it. It's crazy. It's so crazy to believe that. It's wild. But like I said, my mods on here are incredible, so a big shout out to every mod currently in here. Because, like I said, let me say this. My mods do more than just help me out get bad people out of this chat, right? Y'all help me out more than you think you do. Like, another purpose with mods is another part of y'all's job is also to watch the live. Like, let's say if I had to step back from the camera for like a couple minutes while I had to go to the restroom, or if I had to go drop something off really quick, that would only be a 5-second thing, you know? Because you never know what can happen within me being off camera for like 2 minutes while I'm leaving my mods to be in charge and all that. But it's also just to make sure, hey, are we being good over here? Do we need to kick somebody out? You know? That's why y'all also do pretty good about also monitoring this chat and knowing that okay, we're doing good here. We don't need to be high alert yet until we see when it needs to be that time, and all the things. Sabrina, welcome back. How are you doing? After a good little while and all that. But yeah, of course. I like playing you in the background while I do stuff like clean my bathroom. Oh, that's cool. Nice. That's good. It's rare that you're still doing well. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, hey, I love doing what I do, and when something I think it was last night, I went to look back at something real quick, and actually, y'all, I have been doing YouTube for almost 6 years, almost, in like next month. Like it's sometime May of like next month that it'll be officially 6 years that I've been doing this channel, which is crazy. But I might actually look at the year. Actually, I think it's been like, hang on, look at the date through my iPad real quick, because it's May something of 2020 that it's been. So literally since like late 8th grade that I started this platform, which is nuts to me. Like, I don't know without y'all. Give me a second. I'm getting the year real quick. Go to May 20th. Oh my gosh. That's nuts. Yeah, I've been doing content since May 20th of 20. Hang on, I'm gonna redo it because I just put you guys up. But yeah, I've been doing content since May 20th of 2020. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy, y'all. I was literally still, um, freaking 8th grader at that time. Like, I was literally still, like, well, actually, no, actually, I would have been already, like, almost a freshman at that time, which is crazy. Goodness me. But I mean, it was right during like summer vacation timeline, so it was right when I was done with 8th grade, so I was almost into my freshman year, like soon. Which that is crazy, y'all. So literally it's almost 6 years at this point that I've been doing what I've done, which is cray cray. And I mean, there was a point between that 6 year gap. I did pause for a little bit because of school and all the things, but then I came back right after I graduated. And then look at where we're at now. We've been doing pretty well since then. And I'm pretty surprised we've gotten to this far without a whole lot of just little things happening, you know? And just, it's crazy to believe all that, you know? But yeah. And so, um, yeah, it's crazy. So, um, yeah, it's crazy. Do you think that, yeah. So, we, but yeah, it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Would bring me to the part which is not up. Good. That's crazy. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe she's busy or maybe she forgot. Which, I mean, adults get busy, but, you know, hey, it's typical for us adults just to get sidetracked half the time, you know. Y'all, 13 likes, let's go. For those of you who have been tapping, y'all are really being efficient. I mean, some of you guys should have seen Thursday night's like count. It was up to 30 of you guys that have liked that live, even though I did delete that one because of purposes. But crazy. Like that's probably one of the big numbers of likes I've had on here so far. So that's probably the first highest number that we've had of likes. So keep up that work, y'all. Because that's incredible. Honestly, like it is. Incredible. Even for those of you who haven't been on here in a while. Yeah, that's probably the highest I've had with likes so far is up to 30. Like straight up 30, which is crazy. So, um, anyway, we're just hanging out though right now. I don't think so. Y'all feel free to ask questions. You know, we're just hanging out and all that. So, um, it's pretty crazy, y'all. Can't believe it. And so, um, yeah. Anyway, we're just hanging out right now though. So, um, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, we're just hanging out. No, I'm gonna try to sit down real quick. But yeah, it's crazy. Hang on, let me move my camera toward the front. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I was trying to move some of it because someone like was trying to block in my view, which I hate when it does that, especially when it reacts and all that. But um, yeah. So, oh my goodness, look how long this hair is getting. Just crazy. But yeah, it's literally crazy, you guys. Like I can't believe it that we're almost 6 years into the channel still being around, which is amazing. Like again, like like I said, with my show, y'all, it wouldn't have been what it is today without you, without anyone in my chat. Because if y'all probably right now, if we weren't even at this point, who knows what could have been happening right now? Honestly, who knows what could have been happening? And the fact that I do content as like a side hustle kind of thing and all that is that's one thing. And for the amount of people we have gotten over these 5.5 years, it's all because of you guys. You guys are the purpose why I keep going with the channel, even if I think I'm not seeing stuff, or I think screw my own gut. Y'all just have been amazing to me like that. And I'm thankful for everyone who has been at it with likes and even at it with subscribing and just supporting the channel itself, not just because, okay, I'm a support just to support. Yeah. You're there because you know what's actually behind it, and you actually took your own time out of your day to actually just, don't, to not really try to think about, okay, the main reason why you're on here. Because, because y'all, as adults and teens, we all go through a bunch of things here. Like, some of us are trying to finish out the school year, some of us are trying to get into work life. Some of us are trying to adapt to new things out there. Like I've been trying to get into me getting a job eventually, which I'm not in a big rush for, and even I've just been trying to do a lot. But it's just one of those where you gotta do what you gotta do. So, um, and like for example, tomorrow I'm working with pre-K kids tomorrow at church tomorrow from like 9:45 to almost 11:30 tomorrow morning, so it's like back in swing and all that, which I do about mostly every month, every couple months, or every other, just depending on my schedule and all that. Like for right now, it's this month, next month, and I'm off in June, and then we figure out what July through the end of the year looks like and all that for me with the schedule, whether that's me being scheduled monthly or every couple months, and then I'm off for some, which it's I don't know why it still feels so weird knowing that there's been a couple months right now where I've been voluntarily off, not because I'm not off just to be off, but just it's just weird to me because I've not been used to that, and I mean it's nice to have off, but at the same time it's like I love my kids, I love what I do, But, that's crazy. Like, I was off February, I think, yeah, February, and then, yeah, so February, and then I'll be off in June. So, okay, the next month I'm off is June. And so I've got this month, next month, and then I'm off, and then we figure out what that half looks like for me, whether that's kind of the same pattern or, it's just a bunch of it. But I love doing the kids though, honestly, because the best part about working with pre-K kids is seeing them develop and learn and just seeing them learn new things for the first time. It's just the best part. But it's also them learning to make friends for the first time and learn about the God for the first time, like fully in their life. It's amazing to see these kids grow in the Lord, but also them to start to grow, and then when they continue to get older through kindergarten and all the way through adulthood, it's amazing just to see where how like basically how they've came from being a pre-K student in Sunday school to them being a teenager to almost graduating themselves or them going to college. It's crazy. Like some of the kids from my old church I used to work for, I still follow some of their parents still, and even I've seen how some of them have grown a bit. Like there's a couple of them where I know I know one of the kids' birthdays that I know is coming up, which is like May 6th. I'm trying to think. I think he's either turning either 9 or I'm trying to think. He's either turning 8 or 9, I think, this year. I think. But I'll have to look and see. I'll have to look and see because I think he's either turning either 8 or 9, I think. Because I think his brother who I also used to have, I think he's now I think I think he's probably 9, 10, or 11 years old now since I need to look through. Like, I have to look through all that just to be sure and all that. But it's anywhere between yeah, that's crazy. And then a couple other kids of mine are anywhere like let's see, another group of kids I know from my old church. I know one of them is like I think now oh gosh. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of kids I used to work with that are either they're basically like maybe 7, 8 up ages now, and then I see some that I used to have in the nursery that are just now developing into pre-K students for like their first or second time, and it is just, ah, it's amazing. It's truly amazing, you guys. Because that's like one of the best things that I've loved working with just kids. Even I still do it because y'all, even though I did have to take a 2-year break because I was trying because, with me moving out here and you know how that goes. It's because the thing is when you move, it means finding a new church and finding a new environment to start and continue your legacy from where you left off. And so it took me about 2 years just to find that right church that does it. And where I feel like this would be my next chapter and continue the chapter going and not start a new beginning, you know? And I continue my 10 years of working with little ones because I love doing it. Like, I don't do it just to do it, I just do it because I love doing it. And recently, I've recently started doing this program at my church. Some churches have this, but not every church does. But it's called Awana, and it's where kids ages pre-K to fifth grade all come together and it's the same thing it's the same thing as Sunday school, but on a Wednesday, where they come and learn about God, but also they get to earn badges and all the cool things. Like right now, we're only I think a couple weeks left of it until because May 13th is like the last day for us, and then we're off for a few months until sometime August. But I don't know what date yet. but sometime August is when we are back at it, and that will be my second year, which is crazy. But it'll be my second year of doing this in January because January 7th was like my first day. Like I've been doing it since January 7th, and it's been amazing. And y'all should be shocked that I'm actually working with a year older, with a group that's an age older than I normally work with, which AKM work, which the group I've been doing is the kindergartners through second graders, which y'all should be shocked at me about doing that. Like you should be surprised. Um, I mean, let me say, kindergarten and first grade I've had experience before because of VBS, but second grade's the newest grade, and I'm not gonna lie. Again, they're doing so well, and they're kind of similar to a couple of the grades are similar to pre-K a little bit, but also you're learning a little more than you did and all of that, and just you can continue seeing them develop, and you also get to learn new things as well along the way. And coming up on the 17th, they are all Awana. There is going to be a award ceremony where all these kids all come together and they'll get their award for not just for what they've done, not just on a Wednesday, but like all year round, kind of like in the school year kind of like way, where they get their awards based on how much they've worked hard to get to. And even I'm gonna be a part of this too, because I mean, like I said, I'm an adult there now. So, yeah. So, I can't believe this. So, for example, kind of some things that I'll be doing is I'll be directing some of the kids up on stage, and then after that, um, after that, I'll be standing behind them. So, kind of like what it's looking like, because we actually last week for all of us adults that are working in that section, all just had a quick little meeting and just discussing, okay, this is kind of what the plan looks like this year, XYZ, just so you get kind of an idea and all that. And so, um, yeah, it was incredible. And then, y'all, let me just say, I did get nervous because, I mean, I did start getting nervous at one point because parts of me were hearing, oh, I'm actually going to be up in front of an audience for the first time in a few years. But that's the first time I feel like it's the first time I feel like I've gotten nervous, like, before it even happens. Because usually for me, when it's happened to me, it's when those nerves start. But, can't believe it. It's crazy. So I'm like, okay, let's chill out. It was wild last week though. I'm like, oh my gosh. Actually, this week, not last week, but this past week though, it's been crazy. And so, um, but Flex, welcome back. I did see your comment by the way. I'm just I've been talking a bunch in between people, and so it takes a few minutes for me to look at. I mean, I do look at my comments. Like, just know that, y'all. But yeah, it was incredible though, just to see it. Just you know, like I can't believe it. Oh, it's wild. But even I can't wait to see just these kids continue to learn and develop. But even these next couple more weeks that we have left, which I think now is like three, pretty sure. I think we're anywhere from like 3.5, maybe 4. I think we're at 4 or 3 weeks right now. Just crazy. Knowing that we're pretty close to it being the end of the year. And so yeah, and then on that same day, all of us adults have a luncheon where it's just to celebrate us for being as like a thank you for just doing what we do, but also just to celebrate us too, because we worked pretty hard to get a lot of the kids to where they're at now, and even some of us that were new this year, like me, like I was one of the newest ones that came in this year, but I came in during the start of the second half. So I came in directly like the first day they all got back from Christmas break was when I started. Technically first day I started was more of like a shadow day for me, but then that second week was more like my actual week. So that was literally January, I didn't look, 14th. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, which that was like January 14th for me, which is crazy to think about. And so let me make sure that's right though. Yep, January 14th. I had to make sure because some of this, my brain doesn't see stuff. But that's crazy. January 14th was like my actual first week, but I would call it I kind of still call the 7th my first week though cuz that week was more like that was like I said that first week was like my shadow. It was like just shadowing my neighbor that first day and I liked it. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to continue doing it cuz this is just awesome. And so, yeah, so basically January 14th was like my first it was my second week, but my first actual week, like as like it being official, and it was literally just incredible. Being a part of it and just seeing how well these kids have been, and I'm just truly blessed. Like I'm truly blessed to have gotten to see these kids learn this year and grow, and see me working in a different especially me working in a program that actually isn't on a Sunday, but also just in something that I've never done before because I never have heard of it until I came out here and just I thank God for that. Like I literally thank God for every minute that I've came in, and even He knew that moving out here also there was definitely some things that were meant to happen because of me moving. Not just because, even I didn't want to move, but God knew He had a few things in store that were happening in those moments to think about it that way, you know? And I'm just so blessed to do what I do. And yeah, it's incredible. But we're just hanging out though, y'all. For those of you who are just coming in at the moment, y'all can ask questions down below. Just don't be disrespectful about that. Which which a good bit of us are doing pretty well about that. So thank you so much to everyone who's been doing well and not flipping that around. So let's just keep that up for the next little bit or so. Um, but um, yeah. So anyway, um, yeah. It um, yeah. So and what the heck did I do? But yeah, it's incredible though. So um, yeah, crazy. But um, yeah. We're just hanging out right now while it's pretty decentable. But um, yeah, so crazy. But yeah. So let me. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, y'all. So um, yeah. If anyone has questions, y'all feel free to put them down below so we can get things rolling. Cause like I said, I can be saying a whole bunch, but then just running out of ideas. So you know, that's why we even ask it and all that as well. Um, but yeah. So anywho, we're just hanging out though, y'all. Um, but wait, this thing lamp off for a second. But um, okay, I'm gonna turn. I'm gonna get up for a minute because I've been sitting for a good couple minutes. But yeah, all that is like it. And so, um, yeah. Anyway, um, that's just what's going on though. Uh, Let me see what's been happening out here though. Seems like everything out here's doing pretty good. Oh my goodness. I was checking to see what the action's doing. But yeah. So, um, something that's being crazy in the background. So that's what you hear in the background. That's me. But um yeah, I will say this though. Like my hair though has been getting so long recently. Like right now, if I had to probably tell you guys how long it's up to right now, it's in a ponytail, so it's not really that much of a help right now at it. But right now it's at least went up to about here right now. Like this is probably where it's been at. I'm moving out of the way. But this is basically where it's been at. But yeah, it's literally have went up to about here, but my hair's not gonna point those so you can't tell. But like I said, that's where right now. If I didn't tell you guys the exact description of how long it is right now, it's right in like right there, which is crazy. Like that's wild to think about. But I mean I did say I am letting this thing grow out and not me. I'm not gonna go back and literally chop it off yet. Or if I did, it would just be a trim. You know, it would just be just a normal trim, nothing serious. Because it's still important to. It's still very important to um trim your hair just a little bit every now and then, just to make sure that it's still good and all that. But yeah, and so um yeah, but that's what's been going on though, y'all. So um yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so um yeah. Mm, it's pretty crazy. And so but yeah, it's crazy and all that. Oh, and first of all, thank you. I'll put this in a normal way. Just for some of the people in the chat. I mean, some of you guys know my fundamental, but not everyone does. But thanks. I'll put it that way. You know. But yeah, you guys were just hanging out at the moment. Um, but if anyone's new here, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber or a mod, welcome back. Because you guys, we do a bunch of things on here. And so y'all can feel free to ask questions. Just don't ask anything inappropriate or stupid that, you know, just for safety purposes. Girls Fun, I can see your. Oh, that's your name. Kendra, that's a cool name. I can see that you're new, so welcome. I call myself right there in the middle saying your name. Thanks. Oh, thanks. Something, if anyone, like I said, if anyone knows, anyone wants to know what the heck I do for skincare, it's nothing crazy. It's just using these anti-blemish pads, which are just stuff that helps with acne prevention, but it helps it lessen the amount of acne I have than some people. You know, it's nothing crazy I do. It's nothing that wild that I do. It's just me half of the time. So, um, yeah, but thanks and all that. So, also feel free to hit the like button for those of you who haven't done that already, and also like, be sure you guys also subscribe and hit the notification bell down below so you get all of the latest updates on here, such as when I go live to when I also post things. Like I've posted about 3 things last night, and then this live will also be one of those that will get posted as well. Because I post most of my live streams, so that way if someone does miss a live, you can see these well. But if a live gets to a point where I'm noticing way too much chaos is happening, like people just being stupid constantly, then I'm not posting that because I don't want people knowing that of what I do for that part. And it's for everyone's safety. Um, I only really post these when it's like this, where it's pretty stable and it's not a whole lot of action going on, Because, I want people to be entertained by stuff like this and not just, you know, anything boring or just drama that no one shouldn't have to see, you know? But that's just what we do. And so, um, yeah. And also, if anyone does any have suggestion ideas for videos, I also, so to kind of give some of you guys an idea, I do post kind of not, I mean, I do post a good bit of everything, but stuff that's not wildly extreme. I'll just put it that way. Um, like I post a lot of fun. I post fun dance content for fun. I'm not professional, but I just do fun, just normal dances like anyone would do. So I just kind of make it up in my head and all that. But I also do like I do all kinds of stuff on here. Like I do fun dance videos. Sometimes I'll um just say a little motivational thing on here too, or just almost have anything, or just what, or even anything that's on my mind, you know? So, um, yeah. Yeah, so if anyone in the future ever has any suggestion ideas that y'all would think would be interesting that I can think about on, then, y'all can always feel free to put it down below in any live or really in any thing on here, so that way I can think about it and see if I could try to make something work, you know? Because that's the most important thing, you know, is, you know, but also there definitely is a lot of things I could do on here too. So, anywho, that's just what's been going on there though. But, um, yeah, so, um, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, um, yeah, but we're just hanging out there, y'all, at the moment. But, yeah, so, yeah, we're just hanging out at the moment. But, yeah, so, anyway, that's just what's going on there though. But, yeah. Hell, let me put my phone to the charge real quick. Just saying. It'll be a little crazy for 2 seconds. That's just because I'm plugging it in. But yeah. So, anyway. Yeah. And so, that's just what's happening there, though. But, anywho, um, yeah. So, um, y'all, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get live for only a couple minutes, but I'm gonna come right back on. So y'all hold tight, because I do have to do something real quick that does kind of require me getting off live for only a couple minutes, but then I will resume back probably within a couple minutes. So don't go anywhere. All right, be back in just a few.